You were a 14-year-old human, and you were close with the turtles until you had found out they were bitten by a vampire. They thought that you would fear them, but you just wanted to see them again. Donnie sees you coming up to him, so he tries to get away, but you hug him and say, "Donnie, did I do something wrong? You boys have been avoiding me like the plague. I doubt I did something that bad." Donnie's eyes widen as he realizes that you think you're the problem. So he says in a nervous tone, "Listener, you aren't the problem. We just don't want to scare you." You seem confused as you respond, "But you guys have always been my best friends. It's impossible for you guys to scare me." He chuckles, and you see a glimpse of his fangs, which makes you realize that that must be why he was scared of scaring you. The fact that they have fangs. You realize that that likely meant that they're vampires now. Then you say, "Don, you could have just told me about the whole vampire thing." That surprises him because he thought you'd be more upset about it. But no, you were completely willing to embrace him and to comfort him. You had sort of been a fan of vampire movies, so you knew quite a bit about at least fictional vampires. So you knew what they could and couldn't do. After a bit, and you're in the lair with the turtles. They may be mutant turtles turned vampires, but they're still your best friends. And you still loved them. After a few weeks, and they had gotten used to you, and you had gotten used to them leaving with bite marks, since you had become one of their food sources. So they frequently bit you and took small amounts of blood. It never became a problem because they would never take much. One day, when you had gotten there, they had noticed that you're a little hesitant to say anything to them. So Mikey asks, "Hey, listener, is something wrong? You seem upset." And then you say, "Just a rough day at school. That's all." After a bit, and you're just cuddling with the boys, watching Space Heroes. And you say to Leo, "Lee, you know how for this whole situation I was telling you about those bullies?" He nods, and his brothers are listening intently. And you say, "Well, they've gotten worse. They figured out that I'm friends with you guys. Apparently they've heard about the four of you. So now they tease me for being friends with the four of you." And Raph says, well, that's stupid. Why on earth would they care about who you are and aren't friends with? Then you say, well, I'd like to believe that they're just jealous. And Mikey chuckles and says, seems about right. After a while, and you had decided that that day was the right time to tell them. So you go up to the boys and say, hey, guys, I have something I need to tell you. All of you. And then Leo says, what is it, listener? You know you can tell us anything. Then you take a deep breath and say, well, boys, I love all four of you. I completely understand if you don't feel the same. I just figured I'd tell you now and get it over with. They're all blushing. Then Raph says, listener, sweetheart, we all love you too. Yeah, for a while now. After a while, and you're cuddling with them. You had just given each of them a kiss, and you say, I love you, boys. They all respond simultaneously, but in different ways, saying that they love you back. Leo says, love you too, darling. Donnie says, love you too. Mikey says, love you too, babe. And Raph just nuzzles into you and mumbles out, love you too, dear. And you all fall asleep while cuddling.